be a sponge, and then bring the juice.
By focusing on your improvement, by focusing on your progress, and eliminating any fixed mindset that you may have and acts of perfectionism, then you encourage your own mastery.
On some level, we do what we want to do 24 hours a day. Now, sometimes it may not seem like that, but if I'm choosing to work instead of sleep, what I'm actually saying is keeping my job is more important than sleeping.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of getting beat. What can I do to get over this hump? So mentally, that's when I kind of put that forefront, like, hey, it's either all or nothing.
I like to put failure in quotations because I don't believe that failure is true failure if you're looking at it with the right mindset.
The truth is, the journey to greatness is hard. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes focus, and every day you have to decide what you value, what you want to pursue, and what you want to achieve. And if you dig deep enough, if you push hard enough, we all have what it takes to be great. Welcome to the Edge of Greatness. Hello and welcome back to the Daily Dose. It is Friday, January 13th, which means it is quote day. And I've got a good one for you today. This is one that I like to use a lot because I feel like it speaks to the time that we're in right now. So it is, I start early and stay late, day after day after day, year after year. It took me 17 years and 114 days to become an overnight success. And that's Lionel Messi. And I think that is exactly where we're at today. The world has never been so open to seeing the successes of others, that you see them everywhere. Whatever social media platform you're on, no matter which one, it doesn't matter. I've been on all of them. You see success everywhere. You see it on TikTok. You see it on LinkedIn. You see it in Facebook. You see it on Instagram, Twitter. But you see the finished product. You see where they're at now. What you didn't see were the years that went into becoming that success. You didn't see the sweat, the blood, the crying, the hating what they're doing, the loving what they're doing, the challenges, the ups, the downs, all of that. Instead of seeing the success of other people and saying that that's what you want, see the process of other people and say, how do I do that? Start to shift away from wanting to get to a certain level and trying to be like someone else, and start to examine what they did to get there. You can do more than most of the people whose success is out there, but you have to commit to the process and the time it takes, and understand that no matter what, you're not going to get there tomorrow. It's going to take time. It's going to get to a point where you may think you'll never get there. And if you get to that point, that's a pretty good sign you've been working hard and long. You're probably getting pretty close, because the closer you get to the top, the harder the climb gets. And that's a big part of this process that often gets ignored. Everybody wants to be the elite, the popular, the powerful. They see it everywhere. And then the people at the top go, yeah, you can be like me. And they showed the shiny object, but they're selling you a bill of lies. The work that's required to get there, it's not easy. There's no easy button. There's no shortcut. You can just skip these steps if you just do that. If somebody tells you that there's a way to skip steps, run. Don't walk, run the other way. Because if you skip a step, sure, you might get a little bit of a bump on your journey, but that step is going to be crucial to maybe getting you to the top, but definitely keeping you at the top. All of the stumbles, all of the lessons, all of the time that it takes to build something worthwhile teaches you about what it means to be there. It makes you appreciate what you gained that much more. It makes it more possible for you to keep it longer. Because getting there is just part of the journey. Staying there is the rest. And if you don't have the tools and you didn't take the time, one, getting there is going to be even harder. And two, staying there is impossible. So when you're looking at people's journeys, when you're looking at people's success, work backwards. Find out what they did to make it happen. Sure, there are probably examples of people who got lucky and got found and poof, right to the top. But if you watch, history has shown the people who have meteoric rises have very, very public and dramatic crashes. I would much rather take the long road to the top if it meant that I knew how to build a house once I got there and I didn't stumble and fall my way back down and go, man, what happened? I was up there and now I'm gone. So start looking at the processes of those who share the final result of the vision you have for yourself. The other day I talked about how vivid is your dream. If your dream looks like somebody else's, but you can picture yours perfectly, start to dissect what they did to get where they're at. Don't try to be them. Try to use parts of their journey to satisfy the next step in yours. So the biggest message I want to make sure that is taken away from this today, start planning out the path you want to follow, because it is not a quick one. It's not an easy one. Are you willing to do the work that's necessary to get to where you want to be in life? Because you can't skip that part. There's no way around it. Believe in it, dig into it, commit to it, and be patient with how long it takes. It doesn't happen quick. It's definitely something that you're going to have to be persistent with. But if you are, and you commit, and you go all in, and you figure it out that way, there's nothing that can stop you. Have a wonderful weekend, and keep reaching for the stars. Fall flat on your face. Remember, whenever we fall, always get up. Thank you for joining us today on the Edge of Greatness podcast. If you haven't yet, please take a minute now to subscribe and review our show. Join us again next week as we continue to dig deeper into the key components of greatness. The path to greatness is never linear, so remember to keep pursuing greatness no matter what. Keep stretching your abilities, reach for the stars, and fall flat on your face. But remember, no matter what happens, whenever we fall, always get up. Until next time, I'm Charles Schultz, and this was the Edge of Greatness podcast.